Merci Boulangerie. Voila. And we can see ourselves. And are having a little petit cafe. Makes me so happy. Okay, so, and then we'll hit record here. Okay, get back to it. It feels like we're having like a breakfast date.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like the most, I feel like I should have like a little, so one of my best friends, she's a costume designer, and whenever I'm getting dressed for any show, anything I'm filming, I always run things by her.
Yeah.
So I asked her, I'm like, oh, what do you think I should wear? She's like, dress Parisian.
Yeah.
I'm like, real Parisian or Emily in Paris / North American Parisian? She's like, well, that is your audience.
Yeah.
Because real Parisian is very different.
Yes, very different.
And then what we think is Parisian style is very different.
Yeah.
It's, excuse me to say, it's not the La Durrani style, you know, the pink and the green.
Right.
That's for tourists.
It's very touristy.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm not going to say the name of this company.
Okay.
But I heard from someone who's a French pastry chef that they were going to go work for this really famous French coffee shop / pastry place that opened in Vancouver that does not make fresh baked goods. They have things flown in from France and they're frozen and they just heat them up, and that's why they have everything like, so she was like, as a pastry chef, there is no way I can support that. And also being French. So, you know, for me, something about fresh, and when you enter, I was saying my hair is probably going to smell like butter.
It will.
I'll smell like goodness.
Yeah. No, we don't freeze or receive anything from anywhere. So everything that we bake here is made in the facility. This is the only facility that we have. So all of our production happens here. And yeah, everything's made in house, from the compotes we fill our craftins with, you know, to the different frangipans and creams we make, pastry creams. Everything's made here. So,
I love that. And you know what? I'm just gonna have to taste test like everything just to make sure that it's like it's really, really fresh. You know, I will help you. I'll come here. You know, it's a tough job. Someone's got to do it.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah, someone has to do it. So if you guys are just tuning in, so we're live on here on YouTube, and then we're also recording on camera. We're here at Merci Boulangerie in Eastbound on Commercial. So when I type in Merci in Google Maps, like I see another space as well on Palo showing up.
Okay, that's good to know. I need to take that off. That was our old commissary kitchen.
Okay.
So Google Maps and Apple Maps. Apple Maps sometimes shows incorrect information. But thank you for bringing that to my attention.
My pleasure.
Yes, we are at 2879 Commercial Drive here in Vancouver. So we're just between 12th and 13th Avenue. And our old facility was on Powell Street.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
So give us the lowdown a bit about when you started Merci Boulangerie. We were talking earlier about your experience in France and what made you go, okay, I'm going to wake up one day, I'm going to do this, I'm going to hire people to come and help me. This is the kind of idea, mixing a little bit of Paris, a little bit of like your grandma's vibes in here, and then your travels and your photos that you took in Paris and in France, and voila.
So, I came home from France just before the pandemic happened, and then wasn't doing anything, but thought I knew I wanted to recreate something here. So I started in a commissary kitchen on Bell Street, and we were doing home delivery. We were doing basically everything you see here, but at a much smaller scale. At the time, we weren't doing any bread either, so it was all laminated pastries, catering to different offices and home deliveries all through our website. People would place orders. and then very quickly we got onto Vancouver Farmers Markets, which was very fun, and a first year of everything new. So we did the Vancouver Farmers Markets, and we still do those, which are every weekend, which are very, very fun events. But that was sort of the start. We then grew into wholesale and supplying to different grocery stores. At first, we only had our croissants and our chocolate croissants that we offered wholesale, but now we have over 5 different SKUs in over 20 different retail locations.
The one croissant that my eyeballs are like exploding over right now is the one like right behind you. I guess 2 of them. It's the chocolate almond, the chocolate almond.
Yeah.
And they just look unbelievable, because I think that's what I had when I came here the first time around
Yeah.
with the French Consul General, when you received the best croissant, the best creative during Croissant Crawl.
Yeah.
And there's something about the almonds and chocolate and then the pastry together,
Yeah.
and you break it and then you have it with that strong cup of like espresso. You're just set. You're just it does the trick.
Yeah. So it's great that we finally have a store, finally have a place for people to come and recognize us and enjoy the pastries, and that's how we farmers markets still do deliveries, still do corporate orders and catering, and we have our frozen in grocery stores and hotels, spanning all through
Really?
Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hotels as well.
Yeah, so
Wow.
our biggest hotel is the Rosewood Hotel downtown.
Stop! That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Yeah. And this year we've had a lot of great, worked with some cool companies. We did something for Chanel, which was very fun.
Excusez-moi. Wow.
Yeah, we did little packets of Madeleines for them in little black boxes. We got approached by Louis Vuitton, which I was sad to hear when they went with somebody else, but they were asking for little sandwiches that we didn't.
We'll manifest.
We'll manifest. Yeah, we do try and say yes unless they don't align with our ethos. It's been a cool year of being approached by people and being recognized by French consulate and these big French companies that wanna work together.
I love that. Well, you're bringing that because of your experience, right? Like you're drawing that energy to you. So when did you get this location here in Commercial?
So we moved in here October of 2023.
Okay.
We got the keys October 2023. We opened for about 3 or 4 days in December of that year, and then we closed down. We did some, changing of decor and added our own little flair, and then we opened in February 2024.
Lovely.
So February 9th was our one-year anniversary of having a storefront. But prior to that, I started the business September 2020. So we're on our 5th year of being a business, which is quite a feat. It feels like it's changed exponentially from when it was just myself, and then I had my first employee within 2 months. Now we have a staff of over 14 people between the front of house, the bakers, the driver.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's a lot, but it's good. It's all good things, learning and
What do you think have been some of the lessons that you've learned in these last 5 years? As a small business owner in Vancouver, I'm sure a lot of challenges, of course, 2020, COVID.
Pandemic, and I think it's just, I think it's small business, but also life, just being flexible and pivoting as needed. There's a lot of saying yes to things when it's your umpteenth hour of work and it might be the last thing you want to do, but recognizing that that's sort of where the growth happens, and people see hard work, and people recognize hard work, and the right people recognize it, I think. And I think that's what makes people coming back, makes those impressions. I'm happily serving customers and rolling croissants and responding to emails and applying for permits. And my day as owner and on the floor is very, very mishmash between everything. Luckily, we have lots of staff and delegate and people do scheduling and ordering and all that. But I think it's just to be flexible with work and to listen, to not think that you know how to do everything. You're constantly learning. I've never managed a team of 14 people, let alone open a storefront. So every day there's little challenges, or handling employees and dealing with conflicts, and that's also useful in everyday life. And
Well, it sounds like you're dealing with it really well. Now, if anything was possible, imagine anything can happen like this.
Yeah.
What would you want to do in the next 5 years, whether with Merci Boulangerie or just like you yourself?
I think that's a loaded question. I think it's to get the business to a state where it feels self-sufficient and it's flowing, and we have systems in place that staff can walk in and new staff can come in and understand how the operations work. I would love to expand our offerings and be open more days or longer hours, have more.
Because right now you are Wednesday to Sunday? What are
Thursday to Sunday.
Thursday to
Yeah,
Sunday.
so we're only
Okay.
open Thursday to Sunday.
I feel like those days are also like very French.
Mhm.
Like you opening earlier in the
Yeah.
morning, that felt very Parisian to me.
Yeah. It is mostly just because we don't have the capacity in this space. It's just over 1,000 square feet here, so we physically don't have the manpower, don't have the space to produce more product. Between the storefronts and farmers markets and our wholesale, we are here working every day. We're just Steph's going to these big wholesalers, and we have huge clients that need product, and it's important that we keep product on their shelves and can send people there if we're out of it. But I'd say for 5 years, get the business to a state where it can run.
And maybe a location downtown, in
Maybe
Yaletown.
a location
Yes!
downtown.
So I'm not like trekking all the way.
Maybe longer hours, maybe more. Yeah, I don't know.
Lovely.
Liquor license would be fun.
Yeah.
Sandwiches. More of the fun retail-y side, which we're working on and growing. And we have some really great companies, local brands, Oyama Sausage, Shorba, Gombra.
I see you have some like jams.
Yeah, Meadows Pantry. So they are all local companies that we stock. What else do we have in there?
Yeah.
Cheeses.
Greek
we have
yogurt.
farmhouse, Greek, eggs, all nice and local, and also makes sense when you're coming in for a baguette. You get a piece of cheese and a nice marmalade or a piece of pate, and
Which makes me want to sit at home and like read a book and
and all you need is a bottle of wine. So we're working on that.
Wonderful, and I think with your wonderful baguettes, like sandwiches is like the next
It's just
easy.
what makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I can imagine like a
Yeah.
tuna or a chicken
very
easily.
Yeah, and we do lots of that for corporate orders already. So it's
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do basically everything. All of our pastries that you see, we also do them in mini sizes, so they're more attractive to different offices.
So you don't feel
Lunches.
guilty. You're like, I had 5. Oh, but they're so
no, but they're just
tiny.
half the size.
I know.
Exactly.
Tell me about the decor, because to me that feels very authentic, from even like these wooden trays that we will like zoom into afterwards. Like they feel to me very French.
Yeah. So the aesthetic, I've always loved sort of farmhouse French feels, and everything has been either sourced by myself or my family, or my father loves to antique hunt. So this big chest here was something I immediately fell in love with. It's a dry sink. Has a nice copper lining. But yeah, everything's very rustic looking, very stark white.
I'm obsessed with that mirror.
Yeah, and the gold mirror that is again from the antique auction.
Obsessed.
That was a piece that my
It's
dad
very
had.
Versailles kind of
It is,
vibes.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you're like
It's kind of a
you're like it's
contrast.
farmhouse kind. You know,
Farmhouse with a
and
side
with
of gold.
a yes,
Yeah.
with a bit of Versailles.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, no, my parents held on to that for I think 3 years. It was sitting in their living room, and then finally I had a place to put it.
So there's a lot of love, like a lot of like vibrations from your family, and
Yeah.
it sounds like it's
Yeah.
you know, Merci Boulangerie is a culmination of all the work that you've done, your travels, and you know, you're bringing that taste to people. I'm sure it must. I'm not the best at cooking, but the little things that I do, like I'll make chana masala and have friends over, and when you share something with someone and to hear their feedback or joy, I'm sure you must. Do you still get that vibe when you, whether you have kids coming in or you can talk to them about France or Paris or your journey, that you know how someone can resonate with when they have a little pastry or they get a baguette.
No, there's lots of fun interactions and points for people to share. I am lucky that people feel comfortable to, you know, I was just in France, I had the best croissant, I went here, I did this,
They want to come and share with you.
They want to share, and I think that that's great that people feel welcome and feel, you know, comfortable to do so. But yes, the space is very much, there's a lot of love in here from a lot of different people, and I'm blessed to have such a connection with my family, and they're very involved and excited of this new venture and new in the new space.
Well, congratulations. You know, I'm so glad that I got a chance to meet you and try some of the goods. Now, for someone who would be a first-time visitor to Merci Boulangerie, what do you think they need to have? What do they need to experience? Not have, it's an experience. Having a pastry and like, you know, I think being in here, like even from these tables and like, you know, like these beautiful, they almost like they're so beautiful.
Yeah, no, they're not fake, but
I
they're
know
from,
them.
from a local florist.
I love it.
She delivers every Thursday. We're blessed with that. If someone's coming for the first time, I mean, I always say a classic croissant or pain au chocolat. You gotta taste the butter and taste the flakiness and enjoy a classic.
And should they be here at like 7:30 in the morning so it's warm? It's like crispy and like you know like you break it, it's just like everywhere.
It shatters.
And you're just like
I mean we do bake off everything fresh in the morning, so morning stuff does come out still warm.
What time do your mornings start?
So we often have a baker here at 5 a.m. On market days, they're starting at 3 or 4.
Wow. By market, you mean like farmer's market?
We have a farmer's market,
Okay.
so we basically double our production on a market day.
Okay.
Because we bake the same amount for the store as we do for the market. So, they're
That's
really
so exciting, Natalie. I'm like just so, you know, like, excuse me to say this, but like you're so young to have traveled the world and then bringing your love for food, for pastries, and like bringing it here to Vancouver. So that's why I was hounding you for quite some time to film in here. And I like that it has that, you know, like warmth, like you feel it when you enter. And I think I felt it the first time that I met you, and I really wanted to share that with my audience.
And I will say I am very lucky. I have a great team of bakers and front of house staff, and everyone is very enthusiastic and excited as well. And I think that helps, you know, feel inspired and feel, you know, there's a purpose, and whether it be that I'm still creating, you know, pastries and bread that I love to do, or it's that I've created these jobs and these roles and responsibilities for these individuals who, you know, we're all very close here at the bakery, and it's just nice to have that support of the community, of my employees, of everyone. So
Wonderful.
It helps.
And what I also love is now you have Merci gear.
Yes,
You have
we
like
do.
little totes
do.
and your
Yeah.
sweatshirts.
We
Super
have these
cute. I
little
love
crew
that.
necks, and
I like what it says in the back. It says like
Yeah.
have a little. We'll
little
show afterwards.
taste
Yeah,
here.
we'll zoom into it
Yeah.
afterwards.
Um,
It's super cute. I love
Yeah.
it. I think last time I was here when we were with Consul General France, Nicola, you were mentioning that there's a few doilies here that were from your grandmother. Is that correct?
I have a booklet that's
Oh,
from my
booklet.
grandmother.
Oh,
Yes, I have
okay.
a book. She had written a book. I don't have it here today.
No worries.
But she has written, it's a very, it's all handwritten and then copied and there's photos in there, but she did write a book just of her experience. I think it was more for herself so that she didn't forget ever, but of, the memories of hearing the mixer clicking in the background and there's a little photo of the bread tags in there and the photos of how her father would wake up her and her grandmother when they would, during the war when you couldn't just knock on a door and he'd throw rocks at their window and lots of little nice details of her life in her first years there.
That's
Obviously.
really sweet. Yeah, I think you were showing that to us last time. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm also excited to taste test all the goodies afterwards. Because you have to
You have
for
to.
freshness.
Of course,
Yes.
of course.
Okay. Well, Natalie, thank you for joining us today, and we're here, folks, at Merci Boulangerie on Commercial. The address here is 2879. And then we'll tag them so you can follow them, you can check them out. They're open from Thursdays till Sundays, and their hours are 7:30.
7:30 till 2 on Thursday, and then 7:30 till 4:30 Friday, Saturday, and 8 to 4 on Sunday.
Lovely. And then we can find you in farmers markets as well.
Farmers markets as well.
And
yeah.
which ones exactly?
So we are at Kitsilano, we are at Riley Park, and we're at Trout Lake.
Lovely.
Yeah, so all the Vancouver farmers markets. It's all on our website. It's all on their website as well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all for joining and for tuning in. Until next time, I'm your host, Zara Durrani, and you're watching On Location Vancouver, brought to you with the support of TELUS Story Hive. Okay, Coupe, give me one moment. Ooh la la. Did you see that? We're just gonna do a little cut. Okay.